During the last few months, reports of numerous arson attacks on the territory of European countries began to appear in the information space. Persons, including Ukrainians, were detained for those crimes. In some episodes, sudden fires destroyed thousands of square meters of shopping areas.
According to the plan of Russian special services, the arsonists of centers providing assistance to Ukrainians or objects near critical infrastructure were supposed to destabilize the internal situation in selected countries, to inflame international enmity and provoke mass riots on the ground.
After processing the received intelligence, the officers of the Strategic Investigation Department, together with the investigators of the main investigative department of the National Police, the Prosecutor General's Office, and the SSU Counterintelligence, established a group of persons who carry out a thorough selection of pro-Russian citizens in Ukraine to carry out the tasks of the Russian FSB abroad. The main criteria for the selection of performers was the citizenship of Ukraine, in order to discredit our state and its citizens on the world stage, as well as to spoil friendly relations with partner countries. Currently, it is known with certainty about several commercial establishments destroyed by fire in Poland and Baltic countries.
У нас выбирают люди объект, скидывают контакту, который там за поребриком, за границей. Они оценивают, говорят, там столько-то. Тут суть в том, что нанести ущерб предприятию.
The organizer of the group of recruiters turned out to be a 39-year-old resident of Ivano-Frankivsk city, who recruited several other locals as accomplices. Having direct contact with the employees of the Russian special services, the recruiters constantly received orders from their supervisors. Also, the criminal group had its own hierarchical structure, where each member performed his role.
Тот человек, которому это интересно, это правительственный орган. Ну, представляешь, какие люди, которые могут платить такие деньги, и они и платят хоть 10 раз. Вот ты сделай 10, они тебе сразу заплатят.
After choosing an object for future arson, the perpetrators produce for the involved agents fake official-style documents for the possibility of unhidden travel abroad. They also open bank accounts for the fictitious persons to ensure the illegal financial transactions of those involved, in particular for the purchase of fuel and other means of fulfill the order. Having found themselves in the city where the crimes was planned, the arsonist began to carefully think over the plan for the execution of the arson, its mandatory recording and inconspicuous ways of leaving the scene.
Заранее приносили туда объемы с жидкостью, ховали там, даже было что закапывали, потому что за раз много не принесет. И в определенный момент через шланг заливали туда как можно больше. Ну, его даже если потушат, но это большой ущерб складу.
In order to prevent the leakage of any information, communication between performers and recruiters took place exclusively through closed communication channels.
Payment for the completed work was made in parts. First in advance, and the rest of the money was transferred by the curators after the arson was carried out and after mandatory confirmation in mass media publications. To complicate the process of tracking transactions, all money transfers took place on the crypto wallet of so-called mules, who provided their accounts to traders for a small financial reward.
Человек высокого уровня, и он просто ему не интересно вот эти споры, понял? Он говорит, хотите вот так. Если вы уже, конечно, сделали все это очевидно, то тут и спора нету. Он просто кидайте кошелек, держите деньги.
The plotters plan to destroy the humanitarian aid center for Ukrainians in Poland in near future. So, in order to neutralize the activities of a criminal group operating under the supervision of Russian FSB, law enforcement officers conducted a special operation.
On July 18, officers of SAD, MID, ISD of the National Police, SSU Counterintelligence, GUR of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, with the force support of the Special Purpose Police Regiment and TOR, jointly conducted 40 searches at the residences and vehicles of the accused on the territory of 6 regions, where evidence was found indicating communication between members of a criminal organization and representatives of the Russian Special Services. During the investigation, forged documents were found, including vehicle registration certificates, driving licenses, and education diplomas, seals, stamps, and other blanks that were used to make counterfeits, bank documents, receipts, and checks for payment of postal services for sending documents, computer equipment, mobile phones, flash drives, cash, and drafts. On the same day, the police detained 3 members of a criminal group in Ivano-Frankivsk region.
In accordance with the role of each of the participants, under the procedural guidance of the Prosecutor General's office, they were notified of suspicions under several articles of the Criminal Code of Ukraine, including Part 2 of Article 111, high treason. Sanctions of the incriminated articles provide for punishment in the form of deprivation of liberty for up to 15 years of imprisonment or life imprisonment, with confiscation of property.
Currently, further investigative and operational measures are being carried out to establish the full range of persons involved in the crime and bring them to justice, as well as collect evidence based to verify the role of those involved in other episodes of assaults in shopping centers on the territory of EU countries. Measures to expose and document the activities of the members of the criminal group, which posed and threat to the state security of Ukraine, were carried out together with the regional units of the SID and regional police departments.